Okay, so today what we're going to do, it's an exercise, and we are going to make a color, and color and hue mean the same thing. We're going to make a color value chart, and value means lightest to darkest of whatever that color is. And then we're going to do an intensity chart. So when I say intensity, I can't even spell it. That means the brightness of a color. So we're going to worry about when we get it straight out of our bottles. They're very, very intense, bright colors. We're going to show you how to make them not quite so bright, and that's what the intensity means. Okay. When you get ready, I have some styrofoam plates over there. You're going to write your name on here, and then I'm going to give you a lid for it at the end of class so we can use these again tomorrow. And you're going to go over there. You have only your primary colors. We talked about that yesterday. You have red, yellow, and blue. And then you have a shade, which is black. You don't need very much, and you'll have to pour the black out of there. I don't have a pump on there. And then you will have white, which is to tint or lighten a color. So you may need to go make your secondary colors. So if I use my yellow and my red, I get orange. My yellow and my blue, I'll get green. And then my blue and my red, and I'll get purple. So you will create your own colors on there. The first thing we're going to do is change the value of a color. We're going to make it go from its pure color. So I'm just going to pull some of this. It works for any color that you have. Yellow is hard to change, so I probably wouldn't use that color. And then on the value chart, I'm going to start here in the middle and add my pure color. Then, so I don't contaminate the whole thing of paint, I'm just going to pull a little bit of that paint over here on the edge, and then I'm going to go to the edge over here on my white, and then I'm going to add it to this, and I'm going to go like that. And then I'm going to go up like this. It changes it a little bit. It's hard to see on the projector. And then I'm going to add little bits of white, a little bit at a time. Get some color in there. And you're going to gradually get lighter and lighter and lighter until it's almost white, but not quite. So if you have to rinse off that brush to get some of that pigment out, I get a couple paper towels, 2 cups of water. I just always keep that next to me. And then you're going to go all the way up till it's white. Then, make it darker. I'm going to pull again a little bit of color right here. And I'm going to go just to the side of my black here, just a little tiny bit at a time. And then I'm going to mix that into my red, and I'm going to work this way. And then I'm going to add little bits of black to that and go the opposite way. And it gets darker and darker. And look at all of the beautiful colors that I have made just with red and black and white. And this looks like it's black here on the bottom, but I know there's a little bit of color in it. It reflects the light. Whenever I paint, I never use black without a color in it. I always add a color to it. It just, because the black is the absence of all color. If you don't add color to it, it's really chalky. So you've got to put a color in there for it to have a little bit of light. It makes a big difference in your paintings. Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to do is change the intensity of a color, the brightness of it. So I'm just going to use, works for any color. I'm going to start with blue up here, my pure blue. And then I'm going to pull a little bit of that blue over here to the side. Just pull it over here. And then on my palette, I don't have really an orange. I'm going to make an orange. So I'm going to pull a little bit of my yellow and just a little tiny bit of my red. And I'm going to, see how I'm kind of using the edges on my plate. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of that orange that's already on my brush. I'm going to mix it into my blue. And I'm going to start this way. It changes it a little bit. It's hard to see on the projector, but you will definitely see it on your paper. And I'm going to keep adding that orange in bigger amounts. Eventually, if I mix complementary colors together, what's going to happen? What am I going to end up with? I'm going to end up with a brown. And if I keep adding this orange to that blue, I get a lighter brown, and then it's going to go and it's going to change and it's going to become more orange on the other side. It's supposed to. But it will never be that pure, bright, pure orange that I would get just from missing my two complements. Does that make sense? So on value, you start in the middle and you work with white and you work up to light, and then you go back to the middle and you start adding black and you work all the way down to get to black at the end. On intensity, you start at the top with whatever color. You may need to reference your color wheel. To change the intensity of a color, you need to add its complement. And a complement is opposite on the color wheel. So you may need to reference that color wheel that we did yesterday to help you out. I would probably stay away from value, from changing the value of yellow, but any of the other ones will work just fine. But if you do want to change make your purple, then you add its complement yellow, and you'll get to yellow on the other side. So reference this. It all works the same. It does not change, and you can do this with all of these colors. Could I take black and white and then take the value out this way from all these beautiful colors I just made? And you could, the possibilities are endless. Just keep going on. Okay? So that's what we're doing today, and tomorrow I'll show you how to paint a landscape using what we've learned today.